Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot and Moving. So, after Shedeur Sanders' performance against the Carolina Panthers in his first preseason game and NFL game, honestly, he did good. And, there was a viral clip of Shedeur Sanders, confronting Tony Grossi, who's a reports on the Cleveland Browns. And, Shedeur was like, why didn't you ever, have everything nice to say about me? What did I do to you? And it was like a a lighthearted, banter, playful banter back and forth. Okay, and all class act from Shedeur. Okay, you can definitely tell he's his, he's his son's, he's Dion's son, and how they, you can see a lot of Dion in him, in his charismatic, playful way. But I mean, honestly, Shedeur shouldn't even have to talk to this guy. All right, Tony Grossi, I guess it seemed like he's going to be the guy that is, it seemed like he's going to be the Skip Bayless to LeBron James, and not to make that major comparison, okay, but in terms of, he is hitched his wagon, Tony Grossi, to be a constant critic, I understand that, some people didn't like the hype of Shedeur Sanders coming to the NFL. I thought he was a top 2 quarterback going to the draft, right along Cam Ward. It didn't play out that way. So Shedeur Sanders is now on the path of having to prove everybody wrong. I think Shedeur Sanders doesn't mind it. I don't think he would have any other way, honestly. It just adds to his arc, because I think he's going to be a potentially great NFL quarterback, in my opinion. But he has to work to get there. Okay. In the process, you get a guy like Tony Grossi constantly criticizing him. Okay, there's clips of when he was talking about, before the game, or like another press conference, not press conference, but like after practice, something like that. He was like, "Oh, did you hurt your shoulder? Did you get an MRI?" You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Just kind of needling him. And Shedeur is he's gonna be unbreakable. He's mentally a strong kid. You can tell just how he carries himself on and off the field. All right, but. For Tony Grossi though, this ain't the, what, if you're gonna be a hater, stick on that. I know Shedeur answers questions out of respect because of just his stature there, but screw that guy. Okay, it's no matter what Shedeur does, I think that, or how even the stuff he does good. I mean, this dude's gonna nitpick. Okay, I know, like, he overall criticized the organization and stuff like that. So I mean, he's been a critic, pretty critical of the Browns before Shedeur, but it seemed like, the one bright spot you potentially could have, he's already, potentially could be on the wrong side of history with Shedeur Sanders. Could he come around? Maybe. Not buying that on him, not banking on that. Does his opinion really matter? No. The only thing that matters is Shedeur's performance on the field. And I just look, Shedeur is always gonna be a class act. He's very charismatic. He's always in his process. His interviews he does is very enjoyable. Okay, he doesn't come across as this arrogant kid or whatever, or arrogant young man or whatever it is that people want to say. And by the way, I'm still curious about those reports that came out. I mean, I listen. I would love to see those detailed information on what he said, what was said in those meeting reports and stuff like that. But whatever. Okay, I look, man. At the end of the day, a guy like him, Tony Grossi, is gonna look bad. Okay, but he's always going to make sure he finds a negative to criticize. Any little negative things any little thing that Shedeur does wrong, he's gonna pounce on it. So I'm not buying this playful back and forth. What I'm saying, with Tony Grossi on his end. I just wish Shedeur really never addressed him, honestly. You know what I'm saying? What the hell you doing waiting out there to talk? But I mean, Shedeur's the one that approached him, so I get it. Okay, but I just wish he never did. I think he don't really need to worry about a guy like Tony Grossi's opinion. It doesn't really matter. I don't think Shedeur is, but maybe he felt, but because he went to approach him, he felt the need to. But Shedeur don't need to worry about certain media guys. There's always going to be your media critics and always going to be your media haters. Okay, will Tony Grossi be fair? Will he open up? Okay, or will he just continue to complain or make or dig or needle at him nonstop? Okay, I feel like this is a chance. Look, a lot of the outside world, the Cleveland media knows Tony Grossi, but now that Shedeur has come to town, he brings in a lot of attention. Therefore, Tony Grossi is going to bring a lot. He's going to get a lot of attention now, because he gets to now attach himself to Shedeur Sanders. Okay. All right, man. You better hope that. I mean, look, man. Like, if Shedeur Sanders ain't on the Browns, would you be as relevant outside of Cleveland media? For the most part, I don't think so. Right? You know what I'm saying? But you got him. Okay. And if anything, right? I mean, this is a chance. I mean, look, man. As long as Shedeur keeps playing, I mean, you would rather be an ally than be an enemy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's on Tony Grossi. Whatever agenda he got going on, I just wish Shedeur Sanders never really approached him or whatever. But I get it. It was just playful. It's not that serious. But to me, I mean, it's not that serious in the grand scheme of things. But it's like a guy like him really shouldn't be having, Shedeur really shouldn't be giving this guy any type of time of day. Because I bet you best believe this little playful banter. Well, if Shedeur ends up playing, getting live action games and real NFL meaningful games, I can see this dude flipping the script on him no matter what he does. Okay? I mean, nothing short of winning a championship would make this guy probably happy in my opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'm out.